Hi guys, today we're gonna learn how to play chess. First, I gotta do how to set up. The setup is pawns go everywhere in the second row. Everywhere. The entire place of second row will be the pawns. Pawn. The first row, the back row is gonna be all, I'll show you. Yes, rook. This is the rook, and this is the pawn.
Wait,
This is the knight.
make sure that's purple. I'm just gonna like. This is pawn. This is the rook. No, it's like a knight.
Yeah.
This is the rook. It has these.
And I'll show you. This could also be called a castle or a tower. Can be also called a horse. Or it looks like
How about the others?
I'll explain first. The bishop
We showed that, but probably showed that.
is that the bishop. The queen.
Show it.
This is the queen. This is the king. And the rest you replace it. We place the order as bishop, knight, and rook. And I'm gonna play. We have 8 pawns. So again.
Remove one after and take one piece and tell the how does it move from the square.
Wait. Do the same thing in the opposite side.
Oops.
It's the same setup. Just the queen and king is different. The queen go to the same color as the piece. The king goes to the opposite piece. King and the queen is the cross. Now to the setup. The roll.
Okay.
The white goes first, then after it'll be the black, white, black, white. And that goes.
Take one like the example. Take a knight, put it here. Show it how does it move.
This is a pawn, and can only move one square forward, but they can only capture one square diagonally. And the pawns cannot capture a piece front of them. It cannot capture a piece in front of them. And the pawn they cannot move diagonally without capturing. If the pawn reaches to the other side, they can be promoted. It can become the rook, or even the knight, or even the bishop, or the queen. But the pawn cannot become a queen. To promote is take the removed piece, a piece that's removed from the board. Rather, the rook was removed from the board. Now you're gonna take it and replace it, and the pawn will be removed from the board. Now,
Let's start with the rook and how does it move.
wait, there's one extra. On each pawn, the pawns first Each all the pawns first move of the game are allowed to move 2 squares forward. Like this.
So this is you. When you take this, you move 2. You can also move once.
Yeah.
But it's your choice to do it like this or this.
If you do one. If this pawn is already been moved, they cannot do a double step move. They cannot. And pawn is the only piece that cannot go backwards, but the other piece can go backward. This. And after I'll say all the special things that you're allowed to do. Now it's the rook. Like, forget. When pawn does the double step move, they cannot jump a piece. No. The rook is move any number.
Wait. Let's remove everything.
Okay.
The rook.
Rook, it can move any number of squares, either horizontally or vertically, but it cannot go diagonally. If the rook goes to the other side, they don't promote. Only the pawn do that. And the rook cannot jump pieces. It doesn't matter who this player is from. Now the knight. This is the special piece that it's the only piece that is allowed to jump from any piece. It's the only piece that's allowed to jump any piece. It doesn't matter 1 or 2. And this, it moves 2 squares horizontally or vertically. Then if it goes horizontally, it can pick 1 square left or 1 square right. If it goes 2 squares vertically, it goes 1 square up or 1 square down. Also, the knight I said that is allowed to jump pieces. Now the bishop. It moves any number of squares diagonally. And there's 2. One is pawn starts in the white and everyone starts in the black. One that starts in white can always touch the white. But the one that starts in the black, they can always stay in the dark. If the bishop cannot jump pieces. And if the bishop goes go all the way to the side, they cannot turn side. The queen is moved like a rook and a bishop. It's they move like those both pieces. Can either move like a rook or the bishop. So they could go any number of squares in any direction. And so the most overpowered piece. Now the king. This piece is royal. Imagine if there's here, this line here. They cannot move this. They cannot move into sec. But other piece can, and this piece moves only 1 square in any direction. The first, there are some special thing that you can do, like on Passon. If they did double step move, they jump to the square. They pass the square that the other player can capture. If they go here, they can capture. If they did, yeah, they can only do for this turn. If they keep it later, they cannot do that anymore. Now it's the castling. We need a king and a rook. It's there. It's to move 2 squares to the rook and rook to the other side. but the king cannot be in sec nor pass through the sec or ends on the sec square. But the rook doesn't matter because rook is not royal, so they can do that to escape. But it have to be the queen's and the rook's first move. Now sec. If your opponent moves to the square that your opponent's gonna capture, there's 3 ways. Move out sec, or block the sec, or capture the piece. But if there was a knight, it cannot do block the sec, as I said. Or to say how we move the knight can jump the piece. Now checkmate. If the king is captured, if you're in sec, but you can't escape the sec. It means it's the first person to separate the opponent's king with. Now stalemate. If wait. If you was not in, but you're not sec, if your piece cannot be captured, but you cannot move in your turn, it means it's drawn. Nobody wins. And another thing is, and it's done. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends and comment the video.